XHB also negative, right? You're seeing a bearish cycle structure, right? So what is the overall base case? It would be for a failure in the 38.2 to 61.8, 136 to 110.49. We have seen a rally up into that. The RS is still positive, but keep your eyes on our key levels as usual. There's a 61.8 at 91.31, 78.6 at 88.31. A loss of the 78.6 on a weekly basis would raise the odds that you're looking at a left-hand translation, and this would get much more bearish here in the XHB with a trough that is due 10.13 to right on 12.15. Okay, so these are weak sectors that have seen rallies, but not very strong rallies. We would be really looking at this as a dead cat bounce, for lack of a better term. This is a very bearish pattern, but this is usually how it would act. You just see a little move up, then all of a sudden, at the first sign of selling, these get hit hard, and so that's why I think this is actually an opportunity to the short side. Jump over to the short term. Short term 6.4 to 6.26. Look at the RS currently. You see that? And slim ribbon very close to neutralizing. This is very likely a high here that is forming at 102.23. Failed right at that 61.8 fib. Curling down. Some volume came in. I like that, right, as well. You can see that. Pretty good volume on that bar down. So you're seeing, obviously sellers came in earnest there. And I think based on what we're seeing here in this RS, this is a meaningful move down. And we will know by how it does on a rally attempt. We be looking for a lower high, right, as usual. Curl down, 93.42, 91.31, 78.6 to 88.31. All right. Those are our levels. On the downside, I think that really that 61.8 to the 78.6 is quite doable here on a rally attempt. And we have, lots of lows that are due right in this early to mid-June time period, 6.4 to right around 6.24. Okay, we'll jump over to the 2-hour. Now, what we see here in the XHB, exactly like what we just highlighted in the KRE, correct? We see the MCI moving up to the top of the swing zone and a failure occurring in price, right? Again, keep in mind, this is an intermediate term indicator. This is not a short-term indicator, and this is a level 4 indicator, right? So if you want to be a level 4 indicator, we have a deal going on right now for level 4 members. You can actually sign up for that deal and get access to the MCI, which is really my favorite indicator of our whole suite. This is a great intermediate term indicator. It can give you great tells about moves through the swing zone either on the upside or on the downside, being bullish or bearish. And if it fails at certain points in the swing zone, that also gives you a great tell. So I always keep it on my charts as something to really monitor for more dominant changes that are happening in underlying. So a great indicator. All right. So right here we have the RS being negative on the 2-hour, the slim ribbon also negative. So that is having us, have a bearish bias here on the 2-hour. Okay, so this is a weekly, daily 2-hour look at the XHB, and the short-term bias is starting to turn more negative here as we look at that. On the intermediate term, still in a rising mode with no key violation in terms of our key 61.8 or 78.6, but keep those on the radar in terms of a shift in that intermediate term bias. We do have that bearish cycle structure on the intermediate term, which says if we lose the 61.8 and then the 78.6, this old high has very high odds of being moved through on the downside, especially going out into that trough, which is due out in the later part of fall. Okay, so that's our look at those 3 sector ETFs that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to be highlighting these in terms of trading opportunities for a trade idea in the coming probably week or so, I would say, but just want to give you a heads up of what I'm looking at.